Hey guys, it's Cubbabubble Hoosier here. I'm your football/soccer capper over at 4 Deep. I'm gonna start giving you guys weekly videos, my best I can. I'm mostly gonna cover EPL. Sometimes if dictates, maybe I'll do European soccer when they're about to take the international break here until the 21st, or maybe some UCL depending on time. Definitely when World Cup comes around. So that said, let's get into it. A little bit of admin notes. Come on over. We're hot right now at 4 Deep. Coming off a 30-unit month. I'm mostly a 1-2 unit better. Sometimes you'll see a 3 or 4 from me, depending on if I like the spot. I know Tommy and Howie's been lighting up college football. We got NHL starting up. NBA's right around the corner. NFL's weekly. It's all great. There's tennis. Ain't no slowing down. I know Price has been doing pretty solid lately. Been watching some of his videos, so you guys don't want to miss out. Get over 4 Deep. Big things are coming. The Mayhem Mansion's been teased a little bit here. It's finally almost there, so I'm pretty excited for things. One other admin thing with the sport related is VAR. Many of you saw the Arsenal Tottenham match. It was blatantly misused, as you can see. Liverpool forced them to put out the audio. If you haven't listened to it, I'd go listen to it. It's disturbing as a sports fan to see it. It kind of brings you into that sports or rig kind of thing. You could see how it could be used. Overall, I used to hate VAR. Actually, I think it's a good thought. I think the problem is its usage. Its usage is terrible. It's too subjective. So I just want to kind of put in that because we talked about it in chat. So I'll let some of you guys others know. Before I get into the EPL play, let's go over a little bit of like a futures perspective here. We'll start with the Bundesliga in Germany. Bayern's going to win that if you look at the odds are there. But if you wanted to take a shot, we've been riding the shit out of Leverkusen. They cashed us, I think, almost every time we played them. This team is exciting. You better enjoy it while it's this year because Real Madrid sounds like they're going to get Xavi. They have Florian Wirtz. They have Boniface up top. They have Hoffman. They have Grimaldo, Palacios. I'm missing somebody in there. They just have so many good, talented players. They're a team that I think can challenge for it. Ultimately, I don't think they'll get it done. I think they do win their European competition, so that's something to look at for them. But yeah, if you look for them, they're a high-flying scoring team. They don't really pull off. They're constant at it, so it's kind of a good bet, good brand. EPL, I'm a Citizen fan. I've been a Citizen fan before Pep got there. I've been there since Mancini, since they won me all the money long ago in DFS. I gave them my fandom, and I just don't see anybody else beating them. I know a lot of people hyped up Man United. They're in shambles. Arsenal is probably the best one. Right now is probably the best time to get value on them. It's come down a little bit off that Wolves loss. That was fluky. You could wait, but the problem with waiting against Arsenal is, let's say Arsenal draws or wins. Yeah, you're going to get it great, but I don't think that happens this weekend. The draw is more in play than them winning. So this may be the best time to grab value. Serie A in Italy. I've told everybody all year that Napoli was great last year. They deserved it. We rode them like crazy, like we have Leverkusen. But losing Kim was a big deal. They didn't sell when they should have, and they're having a regression. It hit like I thought it would. It's a Milan show. Enter an AC Milan. You can flip-flop them 1A, 1B. I see either of them. I didn't personally put any parlays preseason. So next, I think you might be able to grab a little bit of value compared to now is Ligue 1, the French league. I absolutely fucking hate the French league. It's a farmers league. It's typically ran by one team. Then you have spurts of teams showing up there like Lille and like Lens last year was absolute shit. Now that they sold Openda and Fofana. And then you have Monaco who comes up with these great players, but then they sell and they go back down. So right now might be time to grab value. I think PSG ultimately comes back. They win it. They have a very good team. They're still gelling. Give it some time. I think they'll be great. Now they're just building around one star instead of several. So they're going to be value on that. Spain, it's the usual. It's the Barca Madrid. I lean Madrid. I think the winner, they're gonna get somebody. Looking at like Osimhen, who for some reason Napoli's social media decided to rip the shit out of him on their TikTok and piss him off. So he could be on the way. Look for them to get somebody else because Yasalu hasn't done the job as a striker, but man, they're a striker away from being competitors. So I think they ultimately get it done. Then a little side note, in the Championship League in England. It's a second league in the England. Leicester City, Leicester City. They got dropped last year, but they just look like the class of the league. They're so much better than everybody. They should have stayed in the EPL. It was a shame they went down because I kind of like rooting for them, especially after that fun run they had with Vardy not too long ago and Conte, where they won it out of nowhere. I think they come back to the EPL, so they're another look. One other thing you got out in chat, we cover UCL. I cover that kind of like I cover EPL and voice. We did a UCL parlay, Man City, Bayern, Barcelona. It's too late to get on that now. The odds are 2 up. We got it at plus money. They're all 3-6 points in their group and 3 up. They're all going to coast. There's no way they don't win the groups. If you really want to try to get in on it, you can add Inter Milan. I think right now is a good time to add them in, get there. And then Europa, I normally just cover that in chat, just chatting with them, not getting a voice. But we did 2 parlays. Liverpool, Roma, Leverkusen. They're all 6 points and tied or leading for groups. I think they all pull out to win that. Then we took a long shot. It was like a plus 500 with Brighton, Betis, and West Ham. Betis is tied for the lead, 3 points, all of them. Brighton's ran into bad form, but they're only 3 points behind. I think there's plenty of time. The AKE was a tough loss. They came back and drew against Marseille, which showed me a lot. And then West Ham's coasting. Let's now get into the EPL. I'm going to cover 2 matches for you. And then you want to get the rest of them tomorrow on voice. Zab and I are going to go over. He's going to cover DFS. I'll touch some of it. I used to play. I don't really much anymore. I like the betting side more. And then I'll cover each match, my leans. I'll touch on some props, things like that. So I said sign up, get over. You're not going to be disappointed. The first match that I'm going to cover is a banger of a match, cracker, wherever you're from. It's going to be electric. It's Brighton versus Liverpool. This is 2 teams that I've said all year. All they do is attack, and they don't play defense. Both teams to score over. Both teams to score over. It's hit for them. It's hit in almost every match except for this last Liverpool match. It's never going to stop hitting, in my opinion. If you look at the odds, the BTTS is minus 300. The over 2.5 is minus 290. The combo is minus 205. That tells me that this is not a trap for goals, in my opinion. If it was a trap, that both teams to score an over combo would probably be more bettable, where it's not bettable for me right now. I hate to go over 3.0. Normally 3.0 is where I stop, kind of like 2.0 in the spread, because that's like the push protection on there. But I think I'm going to actually push and go over that. I see 4 or 5 goals here. I see no reason why we don't see that many. I do have a lean as Liverpool wins. I think they should be undefeated. That whole VAR thing was bullshit for them. It should have been a 2-2 draw. They got screwed. It is what it is. I put the play for me is over 3.5, sitting minus 120 as I record this. Or you could look potentially for the live side of Liverpool, their team total, minus 185. I think if you wait long enough, maybe 15-20 minutes, and there's no goals, you might be able to get that more like minus 130, minus 135. If your book has it, it's been a high rate for both these teams, especially Liverpool. Both teams to score first half. I don't personally have it, so I can't give you odds, but I wouldn't be shocked if both teams to score an over hit in this first half. That's the type of defenses these 2 teams have. Yeah, that's how I see this one. Like I said, I lean Liverpool winning. The other match we're going to cover, normally I avoid Man City matches as a Man City fan. I don't like putting my bias in them, but when you give me you give me the best team, arguably the best team in Europe, they're reigning champs in UCL, so they're the best team in Europe, in my opinion. Even if they didn't win the UCL, I would still have them that with looking how everybody else is, versus Arsenal, who's the second best team in the EPL. This is the match of the weekend in Europe, in terms of the 2 best in their respective leagues. I don't care what the standings are. I know Tottenham's second, but it's early in the season, so you have teams up there. Like I think Brighton dropped some. This is such a crazy match. Arsenal's never beaten Pep that I went back and saw. Their last win was in December 2015, and Mancini was still the manager there. And in 2017, they got a draw. Those are insane that's just crazy to me. That's owning a team right there, straight up. Especially a team with history. I know Arsenal was down some. Man City was on the ascension. During that time, they were the Centurions. They've won multiple EPLs. They're supposed to win. But the way they've won's just been straight dominance. Even when they were it was only like a 2-goal win. It was still like one-sided. You were not even surprised. You would have been thinking that Arsenal was a relegation side the way they were handled, in my opinion. Last year, City won 4-1 at home, 3-1 at Arsenal. They had a massive bounce back against RB Leipzig to break their 2-match lose streak. That's such a rare thing to see. I think it's happened a handful of times during Pep's era. I'm not sure if it's 3. I think maybe they've done 3 once or twice. Does not happen often. And then they're coming off the flukiest loss of the year against the Wolves. If you went back and looked at an own goal, and then that deflection off of Diaz that went over to Cunha, who sent it right back over to, I'm forgetting the guy's name. I'm blanking it now. I can see his face. He should have been thrown out for a red card for fouls. He was already sitting at 1. And then he scored that goal. They just couldn't get it done. I think Pep's going to be ready here. A couple things to note for City is Rodri's out. That's kind of a big deal because he's the piece that holds everything together from box to box for them. He's world class. He's the best at his position. And then Stones, while he just came back, he's looking like he's going to be unavailable. Well, I'd have more concern because they have no Kevin De Bruyne, which is a huge loss. That's not been the typical thing for Man City is that no KDB, their offense wouldn't go. That's not happened so far. They still have the offense going. Julian Alvarez looks like an absolute world star playing in the 10 role. And I fully expect him, since he didn't play UCL until he subbed on and scored the goal that gave them the win. I fully expect him to start. And Phil Foden, when he's filled in that role, has looked great. Finally getting to see him used correctly. So I'm not too worried. I still have a concerned pause, and you'll see it in my bet. But the big thing to note for Arsenal is Saka left the Europa match hurt. And initially it said it could be serious, and now all of a sudden he's available to play. I don't care if he plays or not. I don't think they win. But if he plays, he's not 100%, so that's going to be a hindrance to them. Another thing to look at is if you see Ben White start outside and Dooku is going against him, Dooku's speed's going to crush him. I think he cooks the shit out of him. So that's a little hint of a DFS GPP play I like. I just don't have Arsenal on the same level, even though they're the second best team here. They've been good at home, but overall, they haven't shown me anything impressive. We've constantly hammered the Arsenal in under 4.5. It doesn't matter what opponent, it's still been bettable every match. They hit it almost all the time, especially on the road. Yes, I know they're at home here, but it's just a constant thing. It's not something I'll probably stop doing, and I don't think you can play that style against City. I think you need to take it to City. I don't think they're the team to take it like a Bayern is or Real Madrid. I can't remember the last time I saw Man City line values like this. The ML looks great as plus odds. I have no issue if somebody wants to bet that. But it's rare you see a draw no bet minus 135. That's my lock this week, because even if we get the rare draw, I think they win, but at least we push there. But minus 135, I might throw a couple units on this. I love that play. Both teams to score is in play. Arsenal's conceding when they play better teams. Man City's just been conceding due to health, but they've gotten better with their health. I mean, they should have Diaz and Gabriel, a key back there, Walker. But they still have Ederson. I'm not an Ederson guy. He makes too many mistakes, even though he's world-class in other things. Shot stopping's not, except for the UCL. He pulled out a superhero cape, and he's the reason they won it. One thing to note, another reason I lean City here is Arteta is from the Pep's manager tree, and it's kind of like the Saban vibes, where it's manager versus his mentor versus mentee. He just tries to be Pep too much, and I think that's going to come back and bite him. Like I mentioned at the beginning, if you're going to use Man City in any kind of piece, I do it right now before this match, because if they win, that's going to skyrocket. It's going to separate them. Tottenham's not going to be there at the end of the year. United's in shambles. Liverpool should be there, but I don't think they're strong enough to beat, especially that defense against this offense. So, that's all I have for you guys. If you want the rest, I cover every match, and the voice chat. We're gonna do it at 08. Oh, military. Sorry, guys. 8 a.m. my time is Central, so 8 a.m. Eastern time. Time zones are stupid. Tomorrow, so we'll do it the 1 hour prior. Yeah, Zab will be there with me. He should be. He'll go over DFS. I'll go through my plays, my leans, talk about some props. So don't miss out, guys. See you guys over at the chat later.